The market is not your enemy. Your market is not your opponent. The biggest opponent in life is you. As I said, the vehicle is not important, the destination is important. So first figure out the destination, figure out how much time you want to get there. Adukapra vehicle park. 3-year capital gains tax, after 3 years you associate, 3 years is long term. That's from an income tax definition. From your life definition, long term for me for equity actually is a 100-year asset. Or somebody told you that investing in Korea is very good, right? And you took it out in the 18th year. It's not small time. You've spent a lot of time. But just see how much money you have lost. You have lost roughly 2 crores. South Indians are by nature very hardworking. We do the 1 and 2 very well. Maybe even 3. But 4 we are very poor.
ஸ்டாக் மார்க்கெட்டை அடிப்படையிலிருந்து லேர்ன் பண்ணணுமா? சார்ட் ட்ரேடிங், சப்போர்ட் அண்ட் ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ், என்ட்ரி, ஸ்டாப் லாஸ், டார்கெட் என அனைத்தையும் பிராக்டிகலாக 1 day லைவ் ஒர்க் ஷாப்பில் லேர்ன் பண்ணுங்க. கால் 8072586715. லிங்க் இன் டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்.
Sincere Syndication presents Magic Money TN Summit 2026 Chennai edition, an initiative by Magic 20 Tamil. Platinum sponsors Aditya Birla Capital Mutual Funds, ICICI Prudential Mutual Funds, supporting sponsor 361, knowledge partner UTI. The HNI mindset, how successful investors think differently. இந்த டாப்பிக்கை நமக்காக ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ண இருக்காங்க திரு ராகவ் ஐயங்கார் அவர்கள், CEO 361 Asset Management, bringing over 3 decades of experience in financial services and asset management. Under his leadership, 361 Asset continues to expand its presence across mutual funds, alternatives and portfolio management, strengthening its position among India's leading asset managers. இவரோட இன்வெஸ்டிங் philosophy, stillness breeds clarity. I now request Thiru Raghav Iyengar avargal to the stage.
Vanakkam, but I'm seeing so many people. I think the tea and the coffee is very good. I have 20 minutes to talk on a topic which is slightly over my head. But I'm very lucky. Anybody has eaten, obviously all of you have eaten sandwich. Correct? So now I'm feeling like the cheese in the sandwich. You know, before me were 2 fantastic speakers. After me I've got 2 great speakers. So I think please put up with me for the next 20-25 minutes. I have, to start with, I have 0 slides on market. So anybody is depressed, they thought that I'll put some fantastic graph telling you how to become rich. Is there any expectation like that in this room? That you want to see some fantastic charts, some new products? I have nothing of that sort. I am just going to talk a little bit about behavior, because I think the HNI mindset is more about behavior and discipline. In fact, I think I can change that word, HNI mindset, and I can put it for anything you want. I mean, I can call it the fitness mindset. I can call it the, if you do this, I think you can have some of the things here, you can be, I think you can, it can be used for anything in your life. So, yeah, I'll just stand here. I hope the screen is fine. This is what we do. As you can see, it's very, very confusing, right? Can you see all these words on the back? Sir, Pinala, can you see the stage? So, I don't know. Okay, let's do a test. What is this here? What I'm pointing at. Let's see if your eyes are working. Can you see? Not bad. Very good. Then, yeah, very good. So, it works. So, this is all the stuff we do. But to be a HNI, our company is very interesting. We are part of the 360 Wealth and Asset Management Group. So I look after the asset management business, which is basically manufactures products. The wealth people actually manage client money for ultra high net worth individuals. That is, our average family wealth in that business is about 100 crores per family. So you can imagine they have about 8,000 families. They manage about 8 lakh crores of assets, roughly. But all these are nothing but the products that they use to keep the wealthy and make them more money, right? By investing on all of this, yes, it's not an automatic ticket to wealth, but you have to do it in proportion, right? And that's what I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. It's very, very simple. I think if you look at 5 things, right? And I've got a lot of these in the mari kuti points. I think the most important thing is for anyone to become wealthy is when you get wealthy, you say, I want to own a stock. right? You don't own a stock, own the business, right? Find out a little about the business. I'll tell you my own personal example. It's, by the way, the only stock I've made money on. I can, if you come to Bombay, now a cupboard full of shared certificates, they are not even worth toilet paper today. In fact, I think my Ratiwala also will not take it. So I'm not some great stock picker. But long time back when I was doing my CA in Bangalore, and it's very famous today, and I Prime La, there is a nice serial on it, The Making of Titan, right? So a friend of mine was auditing Titan, we were CS, and then he talked to me about this company. For me, the moment was that I said, hey, this is a company, if they succeed, there's no competition. At that time, I don't know, any one of you remember HMT watches? Yeah, I think very good. If I had asked this question to some other younger audience, you don't think so. I can see some young people here. There, I can see one boy there. Do you know HMT? You know HMT? Okay, they were once upon a time the country's largest and in fact only maker of domestic watches. Most of the watches used to get smuggled. And I bought Titan long time back. I didn't have much money. But that is possibly my best. And I don't think I can ever make money like that. I mean, if all the things that have been said in the last 5 minutes, 10, 15, in the last 2 hours, I bought 100 shares of Titan at some 40 rupees. And then I bought some 65 more shares at some 150 rupees. So my net investment, I don't even remember, would be 10,000 bucks. Today, that 170 shares have become 3,400 shares. And then you do the maths. I don't know what is Titan share price. That is because you own the business. Now, the second thing is very important also. How long, how time you're going to spend in the market. If you're a day trader, 99% you will not, you will make profit, but you won't get rich. You won't be wealthy, right? Psychology is slightly important in this. And this is where I think today, if you want to be rich or you want to have an HNI, how many of you meditate here? Great. I think you are all in that's very important. So they say, I think it's the old, if you go back to any Vedas or any of the holy books, what is the first thing that they ask you to do? It's basically know thyself, right? I mean, if you know, or if you go to the Rig Veda, it tells you first sit. And how do you do that? You sit in a corner and you try and understand what you can do. Lastly, I think allocate. I think it's very important. You will see my first slide, if you remember this, all these products are great, right? All of these are fantastic, but you have to allocate depending on what you want and in the proportion for you, right? And you are individual. So there is no formula that what works for him will work for him, will work for you. Everything is individual. Lastly, most important, I think Bala also, sir, touched upon this, is legacy. When you're looking at long term, look at long term as long term. Don't look at long term as 5 years, 10 years. We unfortunately tend to associate long term with taxation. So if you see 3-year capital gains tax, after 3 years, you associate 3 years is long term. That's from an income tax definition. From your life definition, long term for me, for equity, actually is a 100-year asset. Now you will say, how, Raghav, what are you going to do? Are you planning to live to 100 years? I hope not. I am all of 56 or 57, I don't know. I don't want to live to 100 years. But I think I have children. Hopefully they'll have children. They have not yet started doing that job. But hopefully they will have children. So I want to think of my stocks today, my Titan shares, ideally should be given to my grandchildren. And hopefully they'll give it ahead. So that's what I mean by legacy, right? This is a very interesting chart. Somebody who left his money and see what happened. 10 lakhs invested on the same day. Somebody who went in and out like a trader. And this is unfortunately what investors make a big mistake about. How many of you have heard this word called take profit? Yes, that's the one, unfortunately, that kills you from becoming a HNI. If you are in a good business, and I have had this experience many times. Yeah, like Titan also, I bought through a broker. The broker, actually after the third attempt, he stopped trying to get me to sell Titan. Sir, your 2,000 rupees has become 5,000 rupees, sir. Take it out. But why? I bought the business. I didn't buy the stock. So what are you trying to do? If you are a trader, yes, you have to buy, sell, then that is your job. But if you are an investor, you have to just stay put, right? This is another beautiful stock. It's nothing, it's very simple, right? This is if you had put money in the Sensex, no active management, very easy. See where did the largest, can you see at the back? Sorry, I'm asking again and again. because I'm a little worried. This slide is a little busy. But can you see where the maximum money happened? It happened here. So imagine you held a stock for 18 years, you held the BSE index for 18 years, and you redeem the money because somebody told you to take profit, or somebody told you that the market is very high, or somebody told you that investing in Korea is very good, right? And you took it out in the 18th year. It's not small time. You've spent a lot of time, but just see how much money you have lost. You have lost roughly 2 crores. You have completed 60% of the journey, but you have lost almost 60%, 70, you have lost 200% of the returns. So I think compounding is, to my mind, if anyone can tell me, do you remember the formula of compounding? Can I take a quiz? Nobody knows. Yeah. So it's P into 1 plus R by 100, where P is principal, which is the amount you invest. 1 is obviously a number, plus R by 100 raised to N. What can you control in this equation? You can control N, that is in your hand. You can control P. Can you control the R? But what do we all do in our life? We are looking for R. So if you don't look, if you allow the principle, and it obviously has to be the right amount of principle, don't make the mistake my Korean investors have made. Go and put excessive money. And allocation is also important. And then if you hold it, I think the magic of compounding is fantastic. Now this is another very interesting slide. Yes, SIP solves some of these problems. Right? If you miss the 7 out of the 10 days, if you miss the 10 best days, your return just completely falls. Right? Can you see this? This is why SIPs are so useful, because they allow you to go through the ups and downs very, very easily. Right? Now look at this number. 7 out of the 10 best market days to invest when the market was down. You all know the story. When the market is down, please put money. So by the way, you must give yourself a very big round of applause, because inike I get more money in the mutual fund when the market falls. 20 years back or 25 years back when I started the mutual fund industry, I would get more money on the reverse. So you guys have become smart. The challenge is that when the market is really down, let's say for example in COVID, if you see the COVID graph, in the month of March, there were 2 days where the market was at maybe 8,900 or 9,200 level. I'm talking Nifty. If you talk mid-cap, it was even lower, right? Now imagine those 2 days, if you said, I'll wait for correction to happen, I'll wait for the market to turn, I'll wait for stability to happen, I'll wait for, like Bala said, all the lights to become green, you would have missed those 2 days. And then you would have lost that kind of money over there. So you have to be invested in the market all the time. This is one of my favorite statements. The market is not your enemy. The market is not your enemy. Your market is not your opponent. The biggest opponent in life is you. Because most of us, what we do, we come here. Can you see this? Sorry, this line is very small. Most of us come here. If you're lucky, we come here, and then by this time we go down. Now, luckily for us, we have not seen this so far. I hope we don't see it, but in this 2020 to 26, we have not seen this kind of a correction. At least not in mutual funds. It has happened in some stocks, but not in mutual funds, right? If we have not experienced Korea Mari 40% market going down in 2 months. But imagine if that happens here, this is where you will be, the maximum pessimism will be there. That's the time your newspaper will be telling you I know Business Standard is here, I know Nana Vikram is here, but unfortunately newspapers have to sell. They will scream a headline that market lost 30% or 25%. If you ask me, the best investment decisions I have made are when the newspaper headlines are the most scary, negative, worrying, but that again takes a little bit of psychology. So I have done this now for about 30 years. Hopefully at the end of this session, you will take some of what mistakes I have made and do that. Earlier I used to do the reverse. I would invest when the markets were on high and try to get it higher. A very, very bad problem, right? Do you remember this? So when people think of tariff, right, most of us remember this. This part, I don't think many people were there compared to. So mutual fund industry, by the way, number of investors have grown almost 3 times in the last 5 to 6 years. So when we started COVID 2020, and this was after Demon, the total number of investor base was about 2.3, 2.4 crores. Yesterday's, I think, June number, we are already touching close to 7 crore investors now. So almost 3 times the Vechuko. No, don't clap. It's our money, not my money. Yeah. So none of us have seen this. Many of us have seen this. But here investors came, and obviously 2025, last year, when the tariff went, we saw this, right? Idella now irke. I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember this? Any investors in capital markets? I'm not going to say mutual fund. Capital markets, by the way, include Shriram Pension Fund also. Shriram is coming right after me from HDFC. Of course, he makes it difficult for you to take out because your tax benefits kick in at 60 and you should put a lot of money in pension. My biggest worry for Indian investors today is that they don't have enough money to retire. We are in a YOLO generation, right? What is YOLO? You only live once. So whenever the next Samsung, Apple comes, we buy money from that. In fact, we borrow and we put, right? But do you remember this? How many of you were in 2020? How many investors in 2020? Did you redeem? Did you get this? 100%? You got, right? Yeah. So I think this, after every big correction, the rebound is fantastic, right? India, unfortunately, corrections area are 19% is not a correction. 20% is not a correction. You remember the correction this slide? This is a correction. How many were in 2008? Wow, sir, what did you do? What did you do? 2008? You didn't take it out? How did you sleep? Did you have some sleeping pill? Oh, great. Okay. So you had managed your portfolio adequately. You didn't put all your, like your friends in Korea did. No problem. Yeah, that's the answer. So this is a correction. 57. Anybody in 2000 here? I'm sorry, I'm feeling very old. This is when I started my life. So by the way, this 2000 I suffered. So my first big bonus, which is, I define big bonus now, those days was I got a 6-figure bonus. So that time my boss, very nice man, he gave me a 2 lakh rupee bonus in 1999. And I was fantastic, surprised. For somebody who started his career 5 years before with a 2 lakh rupee salary, getting a 2 lakh rupee bonus was amazing. I thought, wow, what did I do with it? Any guess? Okay, I'll give you a clue. I got the money in January 2000. Guess? No, it's okay. Let's keep it participative. You guys have had coffee now. Huh? Infosys, I wish. No, I didn't. I put that damn money into technology fund. And then, the best part, like my friend there, I also had cash flow, right? So 10 became 12, became 14, 14 became 12, became 10, became 8, 8 I invested again, 8 became 6, again I invested, it became 5, I lost courage, 4 I redeemed. That value of that NAV of that fund today is 80 bucks. 80. It's not a great return if you ask me, but if I kept it from 4 to 80, it would have been 20 times. 10 to 80 was 8 times. 8 times in the last 20 years is okay, you're around market. Actually, you're slightly below market. So the point I'm saying is that is a downturn because that was 50%. GFC, you can make a mistake. Once you make a mistake, once you do something wrong is a mistake, correct? Twice you do it wrong means? You have a bad habit. Right, so I tell my guys, I think I have 1 or 2 of my team members here. I said, please make mistakes. Mistakes you have to make mistakes. In fact, you must make mistakes in your investment journey. You have to make. My mistake was doing what I did in 2000. I learned a costly lesson. I lost a huge amount of money. That was the payment made to the University of Capital Markets. 2008, I did what my friend did. First of all, I didn't put too much money. I was not in any sector fund. I had good balance. So my debt funds did well. My equity was okay. And then I managed to capture this 60% very well. Euro and all was this thing. COVID came out of the blue. Frankly, COVID, nobody remembered. Sorry, I think I should stop. I have a couple of more things to show you. Yeah, so So this is the BSE Sensex, by the way. Now the problem is this part is easy. Now everybody understands this, right? This crash. The problem is here. You see this? Can you see 15 to 20? What will you do? My SIP 60,000, 60 installments, 5,000 rupees per installment comes to how much? 30 lakhs? 30 lakhs giving me zero value. Then what you'll do? Your brain will go back to when you started the SIP. You will see gold price. Hurry, gold went up 5 times. Like sir was mentioning now, demand, supply, something will happen, right? Some central bank will buy gold. See, we are very good people. In financial markets, people like me are very, very smart people. We can explain the event very well after it has happened. So before COVID, nobody explained COVID to you, that this whole thing will crash 30%. We're all very good at it. Okay. This is my hometown, right, in some sense. I was born here. Unfortunately, I never lived here. I hope I come back. I think this is definitely amongst my top 4 places to retire. Why? Because it has a metro. The retirement kapra, you lose your car, driver, all that nonsense, no? Then you better get used to metro. So this is the only place in India right now where you can go from the terminal, and walk 200 meters and get into the train. They're trying to copy it in other places, but they are far away. So Chennai that way is very advanced, right? Now, most of you will do this well. We manage this. My worry is right now we are there. How many of you have put SIPs recently, 22, 23, 24? Any new SIP investors, 21, 22, 23? 21 superb, 22 superb, 23 okay, 24? 25? 26? So are you going to be Raghav Iyengar? 27? And go to gold? You may be lucky also, I don't know. Gold is also a great place to go to now. The problem is that 5 years will test you. So I think, but remember, every time the market stays flat, it's economics actually. Because what are you doing? You're buying a business. As long as the business you're buying, let's say I am buying a business, I put money into Vasu's company today. I have to be worried whether Vasu is making money every year or year. If he is making money, then his company value is slowly becoming cheaper. Or now, suddenly the value will come. Some smart people will find it, and then suddenly the thing will just take off, right? Yep, I think this is my last 2-3 slides. I think this is portfolios. In some sense, this is my portfolio. This is my ideal portfolio. For me, hey, no, don't put it. Hello, sir, don't take photo. Every person's portfolio is very different. My father is 85. Out of his 100 rupees, how much do you think is in equity? Direct stocks and mutual funds. Sorry? 0. Oh, okay. Very, very deadly position. You'll make a fantastic card player. Either you'll make a lot of money or you'll lose your house. Sorry, that side? 20, 30. He's 78% equity. Why? What's the mathematics here? He's alone. He has 2-3 houses on rent, which he bought. That gives him rental income. He doesn't need to have an emergency fund. Why? I'm his emergency fund. My sister is his emergency fund. My brother is his emergency fund. That's what we do for our parents. That's normal. We are Indians, right? Our parents are very, very important. Whatever they might do or not do, right? He has his own house, no EMI. All the money that he has will eventually come to the 3 of us. Right or wrong? Or go to charity. He's very clear what he wants to do. He's already made a will. So I can tell you, unless he changes his mind, which can happen. But so far, let's assume he's doing it. So he's very clear. We are 3 of us, 30, 30, 30 to 3 of us, 10% to charity. Why should he have money in debt? Why should he have money in gold? From a consumption perspective, from an investment perspective, no problem. He has no daughters to get married. Right? But I have gold, 8-9%. One is it's a hedge. Number 2, I have a daughter. And we are Tamilians, right? So Tamilians, gold is a serious part of the marriage. The only thing I managed to do with my wife was I convinced her that we should not buy jewelry and we should buy what is called sovereign gold bonds. I don't know if you remember. Anybody bought? 12, 13? You know what the return on that is? I don't know if you checked. I got shocked. And it's tax-free, by the way. If you hold it till maturity, it's tax-free and you get interest also on it. So I got lucky. Nothing. It was a conversation where me and my wife reached a agreement. And the reason that fund was bought was because it was issued by Government of India, not XYZ mutual fund. She said, given a choice, Nyalla paisa poitu mutual fund then that will go down. And my daughter will not have gold. So please take this money out and put it. So I said, no, I'm not putting in mutual fund. I'm putting in SGB. So that's how it happened. Fixed income is important because of what my friend said. Tomorrow there's a 40% correction in the market. It's there, right? My last 3 things I've done is very interesting. I keep some cash because I don't know when market will give me an opportunity. So I keep 7-8%. So the other thing is, all of you, please keep at least 3 to 6 months of how much money you spend daily, your monthly expenditure in safe, easily accessible instruments. Right? My money is with IDFC Bank outside. I know they have a counter there. They give me 6.5% savings interest. I keep 6 months of expenses with them in a savings account. Right? It gives me decent return over than inflation. Inflation is 5-6. I don't want that money to depreciate. And obviously keep topping it up whenever your expenses go up. What I've done in the last 10 years is added some private capital, which is private markets and alts, which is all your private equity, REITs, InvITs, etc. And I've put some money into global assets. That's again like Bala said, I have children who are planning to study abroad. I need a hedge. When they go abroad, I don't know what dollar is going to be. Right? Maybe I'll take that up. Sorry. I'll just finish. And this is very critical. It's scientifically proved that which stock you invest in does not give you value of your portfolio. Asset allocations are very important. Now this is very important for you. If you don't know how to do it, find a financial partner. There are lots of people outside. I saw some nice thing I thought gives you a free portfolio scan. Parungo. Don't only give them your equity portfolio, give them your entire life. And ask them to scan it for you. And then tell them I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? This is how it goes. Most of you are in the earn and grow stage. I think the important thing is you have to protect it. In fact, that's where actually NPS is doing something very interesting now. So you will give them money in equity. When you turn to a certain age, they will convert that into a debt instrument and then you'll start withdrawing the money. So that's the protect part. And the last part is, of course, we make a very big mistake here. Please, Jagarde Arango, we are very, very poor at transfer. The documentation is very bad. I don't know if you know the latest numbers. It's a parliament number, but there's about 14,500 crores stuck in unclaimed dividend. Why is it unclaimed? Because somebody has forgotten to put a nominee, somebody has died, doesn't know. And unfortunately in Chennai, and I get a lot of sad experiences because a lot of the Chennai people's children are all not in Chennai. So their parents go away, somebody goes away, and the documentation, the money just goes away. So the last part is equally important as the first part. South Indians are by nature very hardworking. We do the 1 and 2 very well, maybe even 3, but 4 we are very poor. So please, if not anything else, do this for me today. Okay? This is some of the questions I think I heard my HNI investors ask me. This is very important. When I go to a retail conference, they'll say, where is the market headed? Will 80, 85, what is this? Will the market go to 90,000? When will the market touch 1 lakh? HNI never bothers about that. They ask me, what is the business that I'm owning? What is it that is compounding for me? Is there any asset which is not compounding? Take it out. And lastly, most importantly, why are you doing investing for? If you know what you're investing for, it makes life very, very easy. You should not invest because your neighbor is investing. Yes, you should start thinking about investing because your neighbor is investing, but to invest on that, you should be very, very right? This is, of course, the next themes. I told you some of the things that are available here. Some are available in listed equities and listed credit, but a lot of this is not available in the listed space. You have to go to the unlisted space. And of course, the why you own it, what is the ownership, how much you allocate, the discipline of staying invested. Lastly, legacy, the transfer to your next generation or whatever you want to do with your money, right? This is what we do. So we have a whole suite of things. So we have mutual funds, we have SIFs, we have portfolio management, we have specialized equity funds, we run private equity, private credit, and of course now we've started Gift City for in case if you want to invest overseas. So we have all the vehicles. As I said, the vehicle is not important, the destination is important. So first figure out the destination, figure out how much time you want to get there. Adukapra vehicle paranga. Last, this is the most important slide for me. Wealth is not a destination. Most of us have this idea, I want to invest today to get to 10 crores. No, don't do that. Figure out what wealth will do for you. It will give you freedom. If I had a lot of money at 40 years, maybe I would have made better career choices. I won't take the first job that was given or the first promotion that was given. Maybe I would think a little more. You get time with family, which unfortunately we are not doing today. What is the impact you want to do it with? So today a lot of money goes, unfortunately, to places you don't want it to. So it can go to communities, it can go to education. Then lastly, generational. And first, on top of that, the whole thing is purpose. So I think importantly, rich is a number. You can say I'm rich because I'm 25 crores net worth, but wealthy is an aim. So I would suggest aim for wealthy. It will keep you less stressed. It will keep you more long term. It will keep you more grounded, right? My last slide, I think it's wealth is not made by predicting the future. You agree with me? It is built by owning the future, slowly, carefully, across generations. Thank you. That's my last slide. Am I on time, Vasu? Yeah.
Thank you so much for the insightful session, sir.
I was trying to think how to say this in Tamil. I had reversed. Sorry, Vasu. You told me speak in Tamil, and I tried. And last 2 days I held that script. Then Sriram asked me just now, are you going to speak in Tamil? Then I said, no, I won't do. Because if I speak in Tamil, most of you would not have understood me. I'm very scared of speaking in Tamil to an audience because now we think in English. Then my brain has to convert that into Tamil. Then I have to say it in the right pronunciation to all of you. My one tragedy is that I cannot read Tamil. I've never lived in Chennai. I was born here, but all the time I've lived in Bangalore and Bombay. So please forgive me if I have not been that great. Vasu, sorry. I hope that's okay. Yeah.
Sir, நீங்க தமிழ்ல பேசலனாலும் நீங்க தமிழ் பர்சன் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கே நான்
Oh, thank you. That is great. That is easy. I'm a very proud Tamilian. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, that's great.
So இப்போ இங்க ஒரு சூப்பரான
puts me in lot of problems. So I've never been a school topper or a class topper and all. The tragedy of Tamilians is equal to top in school, top in studies. That is, sorry, I have heavy pressure on me basically.